Well, yeah, so.
What?
Both are going to that alarm. Make contact with the resident. Flash on you.
166 eastbound, below. Black Hellcat, sky red wheels.
October 22nd, 2022. State Route 166 East, Southwest Atlanta. A Georgia State Patrol trooper is running routine patrol when a black Dodge Charger rolls past wearing an illegal license plate frame, the kind that covers the tag.
Barge Road northbound, Barge Road northbound.
I got the right on barge.
The kind that costs about $12 online and, tonight, is about to cost this driver everything else. Because under that hood is a Hellcat. 717 horsepower. And the driver is about to make the single most predictable decision in the state of Georgia.
1080. Black Hellcat. We're going.
Welcome to the Hellcat Files, Episode 1. Let's talk about the legend first, because the legend is the whole reason this series exists. Somewhere along the way, the internet decided the Dodge Hellcat is uncatchable.
1080. Black Hellcat.
Too much power, too much speed. The cops simply cannot keep up, so they don't even try. That's the mythology. Georgia State Patrol has apparently never read the mythology, because GSP catches Hellcats the way Waffle House catches the 2 a.m. crowd, reliably, repeatedly, and with a certain professional indifference.
Going back westbound 166.
Back to SR 166. The trooper clocks the covered tag and lights up. Now pause here, because this is the decision point, and the decision point is where every one of these videos is truly won or lost. A covered license plate is nothing. A fix-it conversation. Maybe a citation. Worst realistic outcome.
Get out of the way! Still westbound. Must be 285.
A bad mood and a small fine. That is the entire size of this man's problem at this exact moment. But he's sitting on 717 horsepower, and 717 horsepower whispers things to a certain kind of driver. It says run. It says they can't catch you. It says you're the exception. So he runs, and the moment that accelerator hits the floor, a $12 problem becomes a felony. Here's what the Hellcat has going for it. A supercharged 6.2-liter V8, a top speed just south of 200. In a straight-line drag race against a patrol charger, it wins. That is all true, and it is all completely irrelevant. Because this is not a drag race. This is SR 166 with its curves, its merges, its traffic, and its concrete. The Hellcat's advantage exists on paper. The trooper's advantage exists on the actual road they're both driving on.
Wrong side of the road, still Fairburn Road.
Watch how the trooper works this. He doesn't panic chase. He doesn't try to outdrag a supercharger. He holds position, keeps the Hellcat in sight, and lets the radio do what radios do. Every second the Hellcat driver spends feeling fast, the net around him is quietly getting organized. This is the part the legend always leaves out. You are not racing one car. You are racing the entire agency, and the agency doesn't have to be faster than you. It just has to be ahead of you. The Hellcat driver does what they all do. Weaves, pushes, uses lanes that aren't his, and shoulders that were never meant for this. 700 horsepower being spent like a man burning furniture to heat a house he's about to lose. And the whole time, the tag frame that started all of this is still covering the plate, which means he's now committed a felony to protect the identity of a car that every trooper in the district can currently see with their eyes. Then comes the ending. The trooper gets his window and takes it. Contact. The rear of the Hellcat steps out. All that supercharged fury converted instantly into rotation, and the uncatchable car ends up exactly as catchable as everything else GSP touches. Sideways, stopped, and surrounded.
Car. Now your car messed up too. Mine will get paid for by your tax, but you ain't getting nothing.
This is the moment he realized the legend was written by people who never actually tried it.
I can't put your legs in the car. I didn't say slide back. I said put your legs in the car.
Out of the car, on the ground, cuffs, the whole ceremony, and somewhere in an evidence log.
He's coming to a stop, and stand by when they come to a stop right here. He's backing up.
An officer writes down the original violation, improper license plate frame. That's the seed this entire tree grew from. Let's run the receipts. Fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer in Georgia.
Sale 166 from Pillow.
At these speeds and in this manner is a felony. Stack reckless driving on top. Stack every lane and signal violation the dashcam recorded in high definition. The car goes to impound, where 717 horsepower is worth exactly nothing, because impound lots pay by the day, not the horsepower. A $12 plate frame and one bad decision converted into a booking number. And give the trooper his due, because this was clean work. He didn't force it early, didn't turn a highway into a demolition derby, didn't let ego drive. He waited for a real window and ended it with one controlled move. That's the difference between a professional and a participant. The Hellcat driver was a participant. So here's where the Hellcat Files scoreboard opens. Georgia State Patrol, 1. The Legend, 0. And before the comments fill up with, well, actually, one did get away, I know. I've seen it. That video is coming later in this series, and we are going to be just as honest about the one that ghosted them as we are about this one, because that's the deal on this channel. The footage decides, not the mythology, but tonight, on SR 166, the mythology took the loss. A man with one of the fastest production sedans ever built made it exactly as far as the trooper allowed him to, and not one exit more. The supercharger couldn't outrun the radio. The tag frame couldn't hide the car. And 717 horsepower couldn't do one single thing about a push bar arriving at the rear quarter panel with the full authority of the state of Georgia behind it. The Hellcat Files will continue. Next episode, a stolen Hellcat Challenger decides the highway isn't enough and forces GSP to bring in something with rotor blades. If you think a Hellcat can't outrun a Charger, wait until you see one try to outrun the Sky. If you were the trooper, do you end this one earlier or wait for the same window he took? Put it in the comments. Subscribe if you want the rest of the Hellcat Files, because episode 2 is already loaded. The legend says they can't be caught. The footage keeps disagreeing.